you know, all of us can win at the same time. We have been fed this lie that Doris has to hold you back, Stan, for her to go somewhere. Right, Clarence? Cornelius got to step in your way in order for him to go up. Not going to happen, right? Not going to happen. Final principle of the Whole Person Prosperity broadcast is the principle of enrichment. Over 800 times in the Holy Book, prosperity is spoken about. In the book of Malachi, he says, test me in this and see if I won't pour out a blessing that's more than your barns can hold, right? There's a proverb that says God is joyful when his people prospers, right? There's a verse in the scripture that says, I came that you might have life, Doris, and have it more abundantly, right? Yeah. So this lie from the pit of hell that we're supposed to be begging, broken, bent over on this earth is just flat out nonsense. It has no application. It is put in our mouth and our minds by people who would control us and to stop our progress. And so we want to make it clear here. Finally, we begin each broadcast with gratitude. We say thank you to those who text us, email us, stop us on the street, stop us at Whole Foods, right? You that lady with the rat, and you that man with the hat, and I got to tell you something. Thank you. We are so glad to have you as fans, followers, and friends. In particular, those who become friends of the Matthews broadcast this week: Vernon Bradbury, Captain of Newark Bike Police; Dr. Archer Irby; Marissa Cortez of New Beginnings Hair Salon in Patterson; Mark Smith out there in big old Queen City, Plainfield, and Brick City's own Justice Roundtree, and on and on and on. I could go on with all of you who bless us all the time, but without further ado, I want to talk about this concept of whole person prosperity with the whole person prosperity coach herself, my partner, Miss Samut Scott. Samut, why don't you step in here and let them know what you have in store for them?
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our guests, Stan and Doris. Nice to see you both. Cornelius, nice to see you back in the house, and you brought a guest, too.
Amen.
So I just want to say I am Samut Scott, also known as Mama Yoga. You know, I've been a whole person prosperity coach for nearly 30 years, but I haven't called myself that until now. Yeah. And this is what I can do for you. Well, thank you for the encouragement. Yeah. This is what I can do for you. What whole person prosperity does is we teach you how to elevate your mind, body, energy, the relationships and financial quantity of financial, mind, body, physical relationships that you desire. Right? We teach you how to increase your prosperity, showing you how to balance out the inner work. Let me ask you, do you hit that 4 p.m. slump? Here's the thing I want to talk to you about, right? That 4 p.m. slump.
Used to.
You know, all of us get to the point at 4 o'clock is like dragging, right? Your energy drops and you are not sure why. You go reach for something sweet or some kind of carbohydrates. Whole person prosperity coaching can help you with that. Do you have too much weight on your body? Too much weight to be healthy, right? It's good to be a little plumped up, a little fluff, right? That's okay. But we're talking about too much weight that now your doctors are saying you are having what's called metabolic syndrome or chronic illnesses, diabetes, in danger of heart attack and stroke. Is your finances where you want them to be? Do you want to attract more clients? Do you want to improve your relationships with the people in your life? Not just, you know, male, female, but your family dynamics. All of these aspects of life can be addressed through WPP, Whole Person Prosperity, because that's exactly what Whole Person Prosperity is. It's addressing every aspect of your life. So if you're interested in WPP, look no further. We are the experts in providing professional development training on mindfulness, healthy living, and work-life balance. So if WPP is what you need to thrive, y'all hear me? Drop what you're doing right now and call Mama Yoga. That's me, Samut, at 609-516-9805.
I think we just got a sermonette. Where's the choir?
I'm sure that was under my time.
Well, I'll say this. On March the 17th at Elements in Ewing, New Jersey, we will have our once monthly community whole person prosperity experience, and there you'll be able to engage with Mama Yoga and myself in increasing your mind-body energy. It is an experience like none other. It incorporates movement, it incorporates meditation, it incorporates breathing, but most importantly, it enables you to have the tools to acquire the mental, the physical, the relationship, and the financial prosperity you desire. The only thing that's the gap between where you want to be and where you are is the 3 inches from temple to temple.
That's right.
The word says, as he or she thinketh, so they are in their heart.
That's right.
So as soon as your mind and your body line up with what you're desiring, it happens, right?
That's right.
I often tell young people that your reality and your expectation live at the same address. So if you're expecting something bad to happen, Doris, about 5 minutes later, guess what? Stan, if you know that meeting is not going to turn out the way you want it, as soon as you open the door, right, your expectation and your reality live at the same address. The energy that precedes you goes before you, your heavenly entourage, as Mama Yoga would say. Your energy precedes you, right? And so if you send out positive vibes, doesn't always happen on the days when you're feeling good, exactly what you want to happen occurs. And on the days when you're feeling other than good, a whole lot of stuff happens that day, right? It's energy.
Right, that's right.
You're sending that energy forward. And so on March the 17th, at the Whole Person Prosperity Experience at Elements, men, women, boys, and girls, come and learn how to elevate your mind-body energy so that you can acquire that which you desire. So I'm going to turn it back here to you so that you can interview the real stars of this evening's show, which are Miss Doris and Brother Stan.
Yes, welcome to you both again. And thank you so much for gracing our viewing audience with your business and your business opportunity. So let's get right to it. Miss Doris, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Tell us what the name of your business or organization is.
The name of my business is Now That Was a Great Party.
Oh my!
Wow. Sounds like we want to do it right.
Now that was a great party. Okay, dear. All right. And so tell us a little bit about That Was a Great Party. What's the unique value of your business?
So with Now That Was a Great Party, what you get is one-stop shopping. You don't have to look one place for an event planner and someplace else for a chef caterer. You come to Now That Was a Great Party and you got it all right there. So I'm the event planner. I am the chef caterer. I have professional wait staff. I have bartenders on staff. And I am insured. And I have experience. And I have references. So call me.
Wonderful.
Have a great time, call me.
Wonderful. Now this is a little bit off subject here. I mean, not off subject, but off script. What kind of food do you all specialize in, if any?
Well, soul food is my specialty. Soul food is my specialty because it is who I am. It's a part of my heritage. But I cook all types of food, and it's all good.
That's wonderful.
Just depends on what you want.
That's excellent. What's a great referral for your business?
So a great referral for my business would be Diane and BT Mathis. They are the co-founders of Community Acting Now. They do a lot of community projects, and they are very concerned about the youth and how they are coming up and what they believe in, exactly what you guys are talking about, what they believe and what they can do and how to achieve it. And most of the time when they're having one of their programs, and they're having one this Saturday, they usually hire me for catering. So I would say that they are great.
Well, wonderful. That's lovely that you named a company specifically. So I would imagine, though, that a great referral would be anyone having an event.
Oh, sure.
Yes. So, any type of specific events that you cover, That I think would be a
Yes,
good
so,
referral
yeah.
if I got my guess right.
I do weddings, I do birthday parties,
Right.
I do bridal showers, baby showers, girls' night out, all kinds of social events. I do them.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, usually we say we like to ask our guests, do you have a special offering or any discount or any type of sale that you may be having you could share with our viewing audience?
Well, actually, if you're listening to this broadcast and you contact and contract with me within the next 7 days, I will give you a $50 discount on any order that is between $500 and $1,000. And if you go above the $1,000 mark, I will give you a $100 discount.
All right, so $50 at $500 up to $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
And then $100 off $1,000 or more.
That's correct.
That's outstanding. Well, why don't you tell everyone how to get you so your phone can just be all blowed up?
So my telephone number is 908-403-6475. My website address is www.nowthatwasagreatparty.com. You can find me on Thumbtack, and you can also find me and like me on Facebook.
That's wonderful. Now that was a great party.
Now that was a great party.
That's wonderful, Doris. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need to have a party just so we can say, now that was a great party.
I agree.
That's exactly what we're going to do. That
Right.
is exactly what we're going to do.
Yes,
I talked
yes.
to her about our Guarantee the Greatness Investment Conference in the month of April.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that more because, you know, we have a large group of people that come together to talk about supporting each other's business and then how to invest together. And so the two of us want to be able to embrace the audience and not have to be worried about the details that somebody as professional as you, Doris,
Yeah, and that
be a great weight removed.
That's another one of the things that we offer. I have a signature service package that I call the 3 ups. We will set it up, we will serve it up, and we will clean it up. So all you have to do is get dressed up, show up, and enjoy your guests.
All right. Thank you for that, Miss Doris.
You're
That's
very welcome.
wonderful. Yes, sir. Moving on now to Mr. Stan Neron. Am I saying your last name correct?
Absolutely perfect.
Well, welcome to the Matthews Broadcast and Whole Person Prosperity Hour here today.
It's an honor to be here.
Yes, sir. Tell us about your business.
Well, there's several, but I'll tell you about.
Pick one now.
I'll pick one, and I'll tell you about the key business. It's First Republic Restaurant and Lounge, located in Elizabeth, New Jersey, 1204 East Grand Street. www.firstrepubliclounge.com. We are a Haitian cuisine restaurant, specializing in Haitian Caribbean cuisine. And if you come to First Republic, you experience food, art, culture, and fun. The reason why we founded First Republic was for the mere reason of helping Haiti to rebuild and really building the
Amen to that.
public relations and image of Haiti. Because oftentimes people hear of Haiti and they hear of the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and they don't realize it's actually one of the richest countries in the Western Hemisphere when it comes to its natural resources, its culture, its food, its music, and the history that Haiti has. So when you come to First Republic, you get an opportunity to not only experience the fine cuisine, but also experience the artwork, the music, the culture, and the fun that we have to offer.
Well, that's
Assemblyman,
wonderful.
I'm sorry, dear. Assemblyman Jamel Holly said, "That's right."
That's right.
Hey, Assemblyman.
That's right. Big shout out to Assemblyman Jamel Holly.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I didn't realize that you were Haitian Kumoyi. Yeah, and that's all I know how to say. And a few words you can't say on
She said, "How you doing?" She said, "How you doing?" Right? Well, I'm gonna get everybody to say "sac passe," and then you say "not boule."
Nabule.
There you go.
All right. So
Thank you, Sam.
the unique value of your business, I think you shared with us that it is celebrating the culture, the heritage, the richness, the royalty that is Haiti. One of the best persons that I saw give a testimony to what you just said was Anderson Cooper. When 45 made those comments, Anderson Cooper went on and said, no, this is not the case with Haiti. Right? So that's wonderful. So your unique value is celebrating the Haitian greatness. What would be, or who would be a great referral for you, sir?
Everyone.
Everyone.
You know, anybody looking to experience culture, looking to experience Haiti's culture, who is a foodie, who loves food, and who loves to be entertained by food, who's into dance, who's into music, culture music, Caribbean music, Haitian music, compa music. But you know, just I would entertain the world to come visit Haiti, and you can come visit Haiti at First Republic Restaurant and Lounge. We have events that are catered to the family. We have events for the community. We hold a lot of benefits, bridal showers, you name it, baptisms, parties, private parties, repasses. You name it, we do it, and you know, and then at the end of the day, you get to say that was a great party.
I love that tagline. That was great marketing. We got some synergy going on here.
Now, Stan, just wanted to ask you. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Parking in the rear. You have no parking.
We have
or on
parking
street
right across the street, the municipal lot across the street, right behind police station. So we're a very safe location.
Because the Matthews Broadcast and Whole Person Prosperity has been looking for a place to have the Guarantee Their Greatness Investment Conference in North Jersey. You know, we've heard a little bit of murmuring from up here. Why we got to come all the way down to Trenton? So, you know, if you can hold up to 120 people, we might have an event that you and Brother Raphael may, be able to. We may be able to book for the month of April.
Okay.
All right.
What's the capacity of your venue?
Well, standing is about 160 people, and sitting it's about half of that.
Okay, that's wonderful, wonderful. And now for our viewing audience, do you have an offering that you could make, or some discount, or some special event you'd like to invite our viewers to?
Well, there's a few things I'd like to say. One, you can come to the restaurant Tuesday through Sunday, Tuesday through Friday for our happy hour, which starts from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. daily. And also, if you heard this broadcast and you heard me speak about First Republic, we're offering a 10% discount to anybody listening to this broadcast today.
All right, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. And now, give us the name of your venue and the contact information a few times.
First Republic Restaurant and Lounge, 1204 East Grand Street, Elizabeth, New Jersey. The website is www.firstrepubliclounge.com, 908-355-3940. And if you want to email us, you can email us at info@firstrepubliclounge.com, or just visit the website. You can do reservations, also book and inquire, and see all our great special events we have coming up.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you both so much for coming.
Thank you.
There
Thank you for
is
having us.
there is a second hat that Stan Matthews wears, as you know, and that is somewhat of an advocate for urban communities. And this is where I want to take this conversation next. Stan Neron, Jeffrey Carroll, what's it, Jamal? Jamal Beal have a commonality, and that is that from 1984 until just about 2 years ago, the Kane University Pan-African Student Union had been graced by great leadership. The brother sitting across from us continued that tradition and helped to expand educational opportunity, economic opportunity, social opportunity, and consciousness on that campus. And I would be remiss without saying where that all started. There have been some great individuals who have come through Kane University who are making an impact in this world. Stan Neron is one of them. In his other capacity as a commissioner on the Elizabeth Board of Education, I think they have probably the 5th largest Board of Education in terms of student enrollment in the state of New Jersey. And as a policymaker, he's done an outstanding job. My question is...
We're now the second.
The second largest.
Yeah.
My only question is, when he'll be ready for the mayor's chair, Cornelius. So I don't want him to say anything. I said it.
It's coming.
And so if you're watching Jeff Carroll, your boy is here. If you're watching Jamal Beal, your boy is here. If you're watching Vincent Stallings, your boy is here. If you're watching Baruti Kafile, your boy is here. And you should be the next superintendent of the Newark School District if you desire to be so, my great friend and brother. I just want you to say a few words about the state of education for our children in the state, What drives your passion? We heard from you as an entrepreneur. What drives your passion, Stan Neron, as a public policy maker, and how we help our children who are in some challenge district do better and better and better like they should?
Well, after that premise that you set up, I have to speak on it. You can't say all that and not expect for me to say something. But I stand on the shoulders of some giants that paved the way for me and that really set me on my path. And Stan Matthews is one of them, and that's why we were joking earlier about the Stans. And as I walked the campus of Kane University, the name Stan Matthews rang I had some huge shoes to fill. And that was that of Stan Matthews, because, you know, they talked about his legacy and the work that he had laid forward and the work that he had done. So for that, I thank you for making us strong and lighting so many candles around the world, because all those students have now traveled the world and now have, you know, planted seeds everywhere, and that's because of you and all those that you mentioned. Jeff Carroll, Jamal Beal, Vincent Stallings, and the list goes on and on and on. Clarence Coggins and
Baruti Kafile.
Keep on going, right?
Yeah.
And we thank you for that. And that was the inspiration that has us where we are today. But before I got to Kane, what drives me is what happened to me when I was a student, when I was a young black male in the public school system, and they said to me that I could not go to college. And when I heard that, that devastated my life and what I wanted to do with myself. And I knew that I wanted to change that forever and ever. And I didn't know how. I didn't know what. And God is a good God, and a God who you know, never makes any mistakes, and He does things for a reason.
That's right.
And having been told that, I turned that story around and I turned that no into a yes. And my passion has been driven by making sure that no child is ever told that ever again. You know, that you can't go to college and that you can't do it.
That's right.
And the state of education today, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel, but it's a constant fight. As you know, education is constantly evolving.
That's right.
And we are at a crucial state in our country where the revolution must take place in the classroom. You know, and the teachers and the school leaders have a huge responsibility to make sure that the information that they're feeding our babies are what's going to empower them.
That's right.
And that's why I have taken on the mission of a curriculum of inclusion, a mission to make sure that our children are taught their history, their culture, that the information they're being given in the classroom reflects them, because that's the only way we're going to be able to combat the bigotry, the racism, the hate, and the challenges that lay before them when they go to accomplish great things. Because you know, they can destroy them with the power of their words, and we need to make sure that they're empowered and that they feel great about themselves, which is, you know, a phenomenal weekend we just had with the release of Black Panther.
Sure.
And what that means to our students and what that means to black people around the world.
That's right.
Not just in this country, but
That's
around
right.
the world.
Throughout
and
the
that we have to
diaspora.
understand that we are one people.
That's right.
You know, and if the history was taught in that fashion, our students would stand in a different plateau and would feel different about where they can go. You know, and if you haven't seen the movie, I encourage you to go see the movie, because it's a discussion piece that's going to go on for many years, because there's so many elements in that talk about the devastation that has occurred in the black mind and in our minds and in our children's minds. So when you ask me, when it comes to education, it's, you know, it's a fight that goes on and on and on and continues, you know, because from the very beginning of the American education system, there have been issues, and those issues we're faced with every day, from school safety to disease control to you know, curriculum of inclusion, to making sure that we address the achievement gaps. We still are seeing that the achievement gaps are still there when it comes to African American boys in the school system, and that must be we have to take that head on, and it's not something that we can we can't really tap dance around it. It's something that you have to take on head on.
That's right.
You know, in order to challenge that and make sure that the necessary changes are being implemented, not just in the classroom, but through the environment, through programs, community engagement, family engagement, and making sure that the training that our teachers are receiving is happening from early on. It doesn't start when you say, I want to be a teacher.
That's right.
It starts. It goes back to preschool and what you're taught.
That's right.
You know, because they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a teacher. Well, now you have to get the necessary tools from that day to start preparing yourself. Because we can't wait till we're doing student teaching to start saying these are the elements that we need to give you, and this is what you have to prepare to go into the urban school system. This is what you need in order to deal with these challenges that lay ahead. You have to you have to come to the table ready to have a holistic approach, because in 2018 it's not just about test scores.
That's right.
It's not just about, hey, how can we make sure they can read? How can we make sure they can get a job? It's how can we make sure they will become a productive citizen in our society that will be able to be an asset to their people, to themselves, and they will fill people with life when they speak.
That's right.
Because we have to be able to empower each other. And if you can't do that and you think this is all about yourself, we're headed down the wrong path.
You sing in my song because my background, I started Mama Yoga's wellness coaching back in 2009, and I was awarded a 5-year bid partnering with the Boys and Girls Club of Trenton Mercer for 5 years, and no one was teaching yoga in the urban centers at that time. And so I introduced yoga as a foot in the door to the school children of Trenton, and then it grew into a full healthy living mindfulness curriculum. And so Mama Yoga's Wellness is the core of Whole Person Prosperity, and Whole Person Prosperity is an outgrowth to that. So I've been in the school districts, Hamilton, Ewing, Trenton, most assuredly, trying to offer a whole person component and enrichment accompanied with the academics, teaching the staff, from the staff to the certificated staff to paraprofessionals, of course the children, as well as parents, parental engagement. So when I hear a education professional say it's about the whole person, all these bells in my spirit are going off, because that has been my work for the last 10 years, better part of 10 years now.
And unfortunately, that's the fight, right?
Yeah,
because
it is the fight.
The educators,
that's right,
and those who set up policy, or those who are directing and school leaders say, well, that's not education.
Right.
We don't need these extra programs.
Right,
It's not going to increase the test scores.
Right.
It's not going to help. But you have to understand where the child and family are coming from.
That's right.
What is their start point?
That's right.
What is their makeup? What is their trauma that they've been dealing with?
That's right. Trauma.
Why can't they perform?
That's
Why
right.
don't they understand? What is happening at the kitchen table, the dinner table, the breakfast table? Are they even having breakfast?
Or do they even have a table?
Do they even have a table? And some may say, well, it's not all about economic disparity and poverty. It's also about the essentials of education. But I'm like, you can't do one without the other.
That's right. That's right.
And you need it all. In our system, we've cut out writing.
That's right.
We've cut out, recreation time.
That's right.
We've cut out recess. Arts
That's right.
as relevant, and are not at the forefront. We all know that, just like athletics is not even at the forefront in the public school system. And we know that with all these elements, this is what makes us who we are.
That's right.
It's not just one thing.
That's right.
We're not just one-dimensional.
That's right.
We're multidimensional, and we need the support systems to allow for us to grow.
Well, the truth be told, genius is born out of the arts. When a person can be free to use the right side of the brain, the creative capacity of their mind, then they can envision many of the inventions, many of the services, many of the skills that have been brought, to the larger community by being able to engage the artistic part of our spirit. So removing that out of the school curriculum, even as an enrichment or an extracurricular activity, has caused a great deal of damage. There's no outlet for the genius that's in our children.
Well, this is why the conversation needs to be about power.
Yeah. So which is where I was going.
Right.
Because the prerogative to do a curriculum of inclusion requires power.
Right.
And it requires you to be comfortable dealing with some power, right, Cornelius?
Absolutely.
You can't punk up onto a curriculum of inclusion. You got to be ready.
You got to take it head on. You got to take it head on. In Elizabeth, New Jersey,
and let me just
we've done
when I'm go right to you, Stan. Samut mentioned the freedom to exercise the creative part of your mind. Remember what freedom means, right? Freedom comes from two Latin words, phreos, dome. Phreos means to liberate. Dome is a mind, right? Freedom in its essence is a liberated mind. You're not going nowhere with slave mentality. You're not going anywhere with scared to death mentality, right? You're going somewhere because you have a mentality of what our former president, who we miss so much, said, yes, we can, right? And not have to ask for permission. Back to you, Brother Neron.
The conversation is about power. We have to change the conversation that we're having with our children even. And it starts early again, you know, having them understand their finances and having them understand what they can do today in their lives to be the change agent that they want to be.
That's right.
And beyond that, establishing the power structure for us as elected officials, public servants, making sure that we have a strong economic foundation. And that's why this platform and this forum here is so important to build businesses and to build the economy in our communities. You stated the numbers earlier on in the broadcast about the amount of money that we spend. And if we start to invest that in ourselves and start to support our leadership, we can do the unthinkable.
That's right.
And take our nation to another level and take our community to a whole different plateau. And that's so important. And that's the conversation that we need to continually have. And that needs to happen not amongst just elected officials, but amongst the family.
That's right.
What needs to happen at the home, so
That's
that
right.
we understand that just like we went to go see Black Panther this weekend and we broke records.
That's right.
We need to get at the polls.
That's right.
And break records.
That's
break
right.
records.
That's right. That's
And
right.
we need to make sure that we revolutionize our communities and break
That's
records.
right.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that when a broadcast like this is happening, we break records.
Yeah.
And that all of this is important and relevant in our lives and in our communities for our mere survival.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's so important.
Absolutely. One of our mentors, Dr. Claude Anderson, big up to Brother Anderson, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Professor James Smalls, those people that came to our rescue when we were young people
Our
in
mentors,
1984, saying at Kane College that we wanted the freedom and the power to choose what we would do with our activity fee dollars, and taught us from that time and still support us now. Dr. Claude Anderson said that we do not have a single community in all of the United States of America, because a community by definition is a social, economic, political entity that you control. So Dr. Anderson taught us we have neighborhoods. That's why the kids said, that's my hood.
Right.
Right? But you don't have a community. A community means you control the political, social, and economic life. So if you go to Newark right now, you go to East Orange right now, you go to Camden right now, if you go to Elizabeth right now, if you go to Hotlanta right now, if you go to any southern city, any state, we do not yet have one community where we control the entire social, political, and economic life. And so we are after power, right? Not power to oppress, but power to liberate and power to free. But economic power sits at the root of all of them. And so we must claim economic power. That's why whole person prosperity is our hue and cry, that the primary place that our community must go in the 21st century is the accumulation and the acquisition of enduring wealth, right? So, Doris, when you have 7 figures in your bank account,
I'll be smiling.
but guess what? That police officer that pulls up next to you is going to know, I don't think I could talk to this lady any kind of way, right? The elected officials in your town, when you say, I have a concern, and they know that you're paying $35,000 a year in taxes, they're going to say, Miss Worthington, how may we help you?
Yes.
They're going to realize that they work for you. We must have wealth. Oprah isn't just loving, warm, and brilliant. She also got long dollars. And it talks, right? So the imperative for black and brown wealth is where we're going. Whole person prosperity, my brother. And so as we move forward, we must have partnership between consumers, elected officials, leaders, entrepreneurs, senior executives. You cannot get to vice chairman of Wells Fargo Bank and then close your door.
Right.
You've got to say, all of y'all,
That's right.
Come on.
Come on in. Some of us get carried away with, I'm just so intelligent that it must be me. No. We stand on so many shoulders, our nose should be bleeding every day. We are at high altitude because people bent over, crawled, walked, whatever. I'm getting some shade right here. I got to say something for 30 seconds. Tori Rump, thank you. Gina Ogburn, thank you. Sharon Fouché, thank you. Beverly Baker, thank you. My phone was blowing up, and I'm sure Stan's was, that y'all didn't say no female names at Kane University, that passive thing didn't happen by itself. So our tribe, our female tribe, started reaching out.
Without
Sherry Peterson, thank you.
that list goes on and on, right? Without Dr. Beverly Baker, we would not be here today.
That's
and
right.
A lot of us at Kane University would not have accomplished what we accomplished. And Sharon Fouché, who ran our EEO and EOF division at Kane University for so many years,
That's right.
and laid the foundation. And unfortunately, throughout the state, we see the change of where EEO and EOF has gone, and it's not the black and brown faces that were in that program that are now coming in, because that was a mechanism to really help empower people like myself who were told these stories that you couldn't go to college, you know. And when you met a Beverly Baker or Sharon Fouché or Paula Mwindi or Jeremiah Dix, these were counselors and program directors who made sure that these black students had an opportunity to get into school, graduate, and do wonderful things.
They found the dollars for us.
Yeah.
When Cornelius, when I left to go to college, I was accepted in several historically black colleges, Hampton among them, but I liked St. Augustine in North Carolina. So when I got down there for the first day at St. Augustine, I heard the cowbell. Not. So from East Orange, New Jersey, I said, I need to get back to New Jersey. So I came to Kane. Beverly Baker said, we'll accept you. It was beyond the time and all of that stuff. Sharon Fouché said, we'd find you some money. My mom was living in California at the time with my sister, and, I called over there and I said, I got to get into this Kane University. I need some money. My mother says, son, only thing I have for you is prayer. But Beverly Baker, Sharon Fouché, y'all made sure I have money, too.
That's right.
To go to school, and I'm
That's
sure
right.
y'all did the same thing.
They did the same thing for me and so many others. The list
So
goes
many
on and
others.
on.
All right.
So let me bring Doris back in here and kind of take this back to an economic empowerment conversation. Doris, explain for us what would be just the job from heaven, the opportunity from heaven for you, because we know there's people watching that may be able to pick up the phone and say, I want to hire that sister.
So the great job is a customer who wants knowledgeable professional help with an event. You want someone to help you plan your event. You want them to know what they're supposed to do, because the customer is leaning on you to want to know, to speak with them, to understand what they need and help them get to that place. A lot of times people want a big event and they want it to be wonderful and they don't want a lot of stress in it happening. They wanted it to be beautiful. They want the food to taste good, but they just don't know where to start. You've got to call the professionals. You've got to call somebody that can help you plan the event. You've got to call somebody you're going to say, this is my budget, and they're going to tell you truthfully, this is what you can have. We can make it beautiful whether you have lots of money, or we can make it beautiful if you don't have a lot of money. We can make it taste good if you got a lot of money. We can make it taste good if you don't have a lot of money. My staff is professional. When I tell you we wait on people and they're happy, they are happy, like, look at this, and look at all these beautiful black women that are helping us have the day that we wanted. And as the customer, you don't have to lift a finger.
That's
Just tell us what you want.
I feel like I'm
That's
at the event right now.
I do too. I'm like, man, we need a party.
Well, we only have a little bit of money.
But again, it's nice. If you have a lot of money, it's nice. But if you don't have a lot of money, we can still make it.
You can work with
yes,
it, sure.
We can make it really, really nice for you. So weddings are hard. They're very hard. But in the end, it's all worth the struggle that you went through to get there. Birthday parties, we do all the time. Surprise birthday parties. I had a customer, just to give you an idea. I had a customer that was in South Carolina. She called me. She said, Doris, I need to give my sister, who's in New Jersey, a 70th surprise birthday party.
Right.
She said, and I'm hiring you. You have to do everything. She hired me, and I had to do everything. So I had to plan her event, get her invitations out, plan her menu, make sure everybody got to where they needed to be, and make sure that when they got there, everything was set up and that the sister was surprised. And we did it. And till this day, that's Miss Isabel. She is still a good friend. She still writes me and says, everything was so beautiful. I'm so glad that we met. Anytime you come to South Carolina, I want you to come to my house, and I want people to know who you are. I want them to meet you. So I have those kinds of experiences with customers. And then with my staff, they're great. I mean, when I tell you I get to be the chef and they do everything else, I get to be the chef and I say, okay, girls, this is what we're going to do today. You guys set it up. I make one of them in charge, and the rest of them say, all right, what do you need? Just let us know what you need. So they trust me as much as I trust them.
That's
so
fabulous.
It is
That's
a
a
good
fabulous
working
story,
relationship.
Queen.
I like that.
You know, the reality of what you're describing is how you go from good to great.
Yep.
Yep.
And that trust relationship between you as owner and your staff just comes through. You have an energy that just flows, and we know that we're going to love working with you and guarantee their greatness events. They are yours. You talked about money, so let me pay a few bills. There's people who make this broadcast happen that I have to mention in the next couple of minutes. Number one is our corporate sponsor, Paychex, the people pros that everybody knows. Call Paychex and ask for our friend Sonati Laurent at 732-682-2003. When you're ready to move from good to great, call Paychex and celebrate. We got friends over there. Join the campaign to take your hair and skin back by calling Paris Hair and Beauty Supply at 609-218-5883. Ask for Donna or Drew Paris. They are a unique company. They only sell organic products for our skin and our hair made by us. And then they stand by those entrepreneurs and put their products all over the state of New Jersey, in fact, all over the country. So Take Our Hair and Skin Back is the campaign. The market may be down, but it's not the only game in town. We have a precious metals expert by the name of Sam Collins, who's a member of the Inner Circle. Sam can be reached at 215-630-0570, and his specialization is teaching us how to save gold. All of us have some savings. You should add some gold to your savings, and you can do so with a free gold savings account, and Sam can explain how. Call him at 215-630-0570. Learn how to acquire the mental, physical, relationship, and financial prosperity you desire. You heard from it once. I'm going to say it again. Be there on March the 17th at Elements.
That's right.
And call Mama Yoga, Samut Scott. What is the number, Samut?
609-516-9805.
And on the 28th of this month at Studio B, Bistro and Bakery in Old Trenton.
Fabulous Trenton. Fabulous Trenton.
There will be the Matthews Broadcast will be sponsoring the investment conference. We're bringing together about 120 people.
That's
for
right.
two purposes. One, to support companies like Whole Person Prosperity, First Republic.
Now that was a great party.
Now that was a great party.
Absolutely.
And others. Fourth Estate News, Brooks Wealth Strategies Group, Tony Brooks, our Morehouse man. And so we're going to be supporting those companies by bringing awareness to their excellence. The second thing that we're going to do is to teach you how to invest like a millionaire and invest like a banker. Bankers and millionaires do not put their money where we put our money. So we will have Sam Collins, our precious metals expert. We will have Alan Washington, an expert Yale graduate attorney who will teach us how to invest in private placement offerings. We will also have Miss Farida Stokes of Harks Realty, who will teach us how to invest in real estate. And we will also have Mr. Bernard Borges, who will teach us how to invest in foreign exchange. So we want to do two things. We want to support our companies and grow them, and two, we want to invest like owners and invest like millionaires and bank like bankers. There are two types of people in the world, Matthew's broadcast audience, as we say as we close. One is a dreamer like you. The second is a dream killer, right? A dream killer. So we ask you to embrace the first and run like heck from the second, right? This is Stan Matthews
And Samu Scott.
in the Whole Person Prosperity broadcast for Miss Doris Worthington and Mr. Stan Neron, our educator, entrepreneur, activist, right? Blacktivist. Keen Passu, man. Craig Morris, John Jock, Judy, and all the rest. I can't say
Jeff
all
Carroll.
those names. Jeff Carroll, Rudy Kafile, Vince Stallings. Good night. God bless.
Peace and love.
Good night.